For a long time I thought that this world was sucked, that this world was bad, that I didn't like this world. This world was just filled with just ignorance and stupidity, and I didn't want it, because I just could not fit with everyone else. That is what they made. They made my life look like hell. I didn't like it at all. And yet, whenever someone was cutting off a tree or someone killed an animal, I was always saying, no, don't do this. And I was this was so angry whenever this happened. Because, my brothers and sisters, in fact, this world is actually something very beautiful. It is something that made us. It is the most lightest of all of the lights that can be found inside of Leviathan's void. Because this light is so pure, and so wherever it comes from, all light comes from this place. This is actually the heart of all the lights. Wherever it comes from, even the dragon realms is not the most powerful light. It is where dragons are safe. It is where dragons are now. But this is still the same place, of course. Wherever this light reflects, it also gives light to others. And inside of the void, it gives birth to all of the lights. Wherever light comes from, darkness has to begin, of course. And whenever darkness begins, someone has to put on a light. And that was the dragon god Leviathan, but also the other dragon gods as well. They have worked together to put on the lights, and as well as this world. Whenever Tiamat, for example, my dragon goddess, sank into the earth and gave life to everything that grows, her light reflected to all of the other lights inside of the void. Of course, Leviathan's ruling over it, but it was also the other dragon gods who give light to this place. And just like the sun gives light to the moon, just like that, they give light to every corner of the void. And the dragons are travelers. They can go to every light wherever they want. But they need you to go to the premier light, so to say. The void can be seen as the womb of the dragon, wherever life was created. The first light. That is why all the spirits were just seeking to come back to this light. Because this is the place wherever they can grow power, wherever they can grow energy, and to explore everything. Every single spirit in the void or in other realms, they want to go here. This is the place where they want to go. This is the place beyond spaces. And so they need to find a way. And sometimes it's through the dragon that that they can come to us. That is because you are a draconic spirit, a draconic Wiccan, or a dragon follower. You have the energy of a dragon, of a traveler. But sometimes you might not know how this works. There are a lot of spirits outside of us. A lot of spirits that can detect your energy, a large energy that lives within and around you. Of course, this is not going to be unknown for the other spirits that wants to go to a place like this one. Because on the other places, like the moon itself, it's not a sun. It is a darker sun. And all of these lights are darker suns. That is why this life, wherever we are now, is the most light one. And that is why the dragons came here in flesh and blood, to explore this lightest of the lightest places inside of the void. They wanted to explore this in flesh and blood as mortals. And that is why this place has known now whatever dragons are and how they look like whenever they are in flesh and blood. So it's been called the womb of the dragon, the creator of all life. It also creates on other realms. It also even creates new life on the dragon realm, but also into the other realms. But this, whenever life is created here, it is going to be much more valuable. It's going to be much more powerful. This is going to be in the heart, wherever the dragon gods are, wherever nature is at its wildest. That is why it's being called Leviathan's void, but also the womb of the dragon. Because the dragon gives birth. The dragon gives life. That is what they all said back in the day when they worshipped all of the dragon gods. They gave life. But humans didn't want to see it later on and said that it was some kind of a man in the sky. Because that was more that they can mirror themselves into. But we, as a draconic follower, Wiccan or witch or whatever you want to call yourself, your spirit is like the gods. Your spirit is what they saw as a dragon. And that is what they are doing now. They want to explore this world in whatever they are ruling now, inside of a human being. Whatever they are. That doesn't mean that the dragon within is another spirit. It is your spirit, it's what you are, it's who you are. What you want to explore as well. This is most of the time what draconic spirit wants. They want to explore and they want to feel and they want to experience. For all of this time, they want to experience this world, this light, the light, most light form of all of the void. And in this void, there are a lot of spirits that wants to help us. Spirits that seem to be resident inside of the dragon's void, Leviathan's void. And it is very controversial to say this. And I saw and felt a lot of spirits inside of the void that seem to be helping the ones that are fallen, that doesn't seem to belong inside of the void. I also explored other realms, other gates that I shouldn't be in. And I made a mistake, and this mistake was to open a gate that I shouldn't. I was opening a gate that was not in the direction of the dragon. And the reason for that was because I was not experienced. I was not focused enough. The reason for that is, I thought it was just that I had to do a ritual, but in doing a ritual and opening the gates for the dragon, you need to have your mind on the dragon, so you know the direction of it. And this one time, it was not in the direction of it, and I opened a gate that shouldn't be open. That is what dragons can do. They can open every gate, and I opened the wrong one. And so immediately, wrong spirit came out, immediately attracted to the draconic spirit, the draconic energy that they felt, so they can come out. They are not demons. It is so easily said to humans that they are demons if they want to do harm to you. But this is not any harm. This is, of course, they want to do harm, but that is not because they want to, but because they don't have a choice, because they live in a dark moon, a very dark moon. And so they want to leave this moon and to come into this sun. And so you are their key as well. But you just don't have to give in. Don't, of course they can mimic your dragon. That is what they can do sometimes, to fool you, so that you will give energy to them. If they are very strong. Of course there are very strong spirits that wants to do this. But sometimes, whenever I felt this, my entire room was filled with spirits like this. I could not sleep there. My dragon said I had to go out and no longer sleep there. So I did. I no longer slept there. No more. For all of these years I slept in that house. No more I was sleeping there. I wasn't able to close up the gate back then. All of these spirits were just inside of this house that I had. So I was moving away. And so but I felt actually bad for them. They are trying to find the light inside of this great darkness that they live in, that they cannot find a way out. And I felt bad for them. Something like that. That is not what humans do. Humans said, it's demons, you have to get rid of them. Of course you have to get rid of them. But you should feel sorry for them, for being in a place of sometimes that is really bad, in some dimensions, some voids. There are some dark things to see, dark things to open that no one should have ever opened. And that is my mistake, but also something that I learned. I learned a lot from opening gates, to open up the right one in the right direction, together alongside with my dragon connected to me. And not losing the way, not losing the path of the dragon, direction of the dragon. The womb of the dragon, my brothers and sisters, is a place of creation of light. The womb of the dragon might be seen as something darkness, but it's the darkness that creates light. And so that is not what humans seem to understand. It creates life. And out of this life creates spirits that cannot die. And that is why the dragon can travel from one to another. Because they cannot die. Because they cannot be trapped. They should not be trapped. Of course, there are occasions that this can happen, but most of the time the dragons cannot be stuck somewhere. They are not lost souls. So this is a very beautiful place. Such high power, such high energy, something that we should feel, something inside of us that connects with every tree, with everything inside of the water, with every living thing, with the sun, with the moon, with every every planet around us, with all of the life that surrounds us, inside of the brightest star, the brightest fire, the brightest light. Inside of this, wherever the dragon gods come together, it explodes much more, and all of the stars was created. All of these lights inside of the void. It's like a star inside of the night that you can see. All of these stars, but there is just one star that is the biggest one, and this one star is this place, this universe, this earth. And here the dragon gods are together. You should feel this. Wherever you go, you will always feel the dragon gods. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.